All right, I'm on hole number 3 of the Clifftop Links tournament. I'm in Tuesday's qualifying round. I am trying to qualify my account today. Let's go to Golf Clash Notebook. And then when I get done qualifying, I've got one more practice round I can get in just to take a look at them. So on this hole right here, whew, I'm telling you. So in my low level account, I came out here and I did have to use an extra mile. I couldn't, my quarterback didn't have enough to get out here. I used an extra mile, about 3 topspin, and I ended up right up here in the shadows. There's actually another shadow. This tree right here is throwing a shadow out there. Ended up right in between those 2 shadows. Great distance. My red line was right here along the top. I tried to do a rough bump. I had everything right, and what I forgot to do while I was talking was I forgot to put on all of the max right-hand side spin, because what happened, or curl, excuse me, when you hit, that curl immediately whips the ball. And so it actually picks up a little bit of speed and it would bring me down. I also, one of my subscribers put a comment on there that if I'd have left the wind in, it probably would have pushed me forward far enough to get me into the second cut, which is absolutely correct. So I mean, there's 2 ways that I could have did that. Here's the first cut of the rough, here's the second, here's the third. I was aiming towards the third. I was just, like, my red line was right in here, so I was just barely on it. If I would have put in all the curl, I could have whipped it around and it would have picked up speed going down the hill, and it probably would have been on the fringe down here. It might have dribbled onto the green, but the other way is I could have left the wind in. It would have pushed me forward a little bit more, and probably into the second cut of the rough, and it wouldn't have stuck so much. And if I would have did the curl on that shot, I definitely would have been on the green, probably somewhere out in this area. So that was just a technical thing on my. Actually, to be honest with you, I was a little surprised with my low level account that I was actually able to get out here and be able to get all the way over with just a Titan. I was pretty surprised about it. But this is a hole that we have to get an eagle on. I mean, when we do the counts on the holes, if you got 3 par 4s, 3 par 3s, that's 6. And we got 3 par 5s, so we get an eagle on each one. That's another 6. That means we're looking at minus 12, and that's picking up the eagle here. So this is a must pick up the eagle hole. Now, if you don't count the par 3s, and there's one of the par 3s that has a really good shot, and I just shot hole number 2 and posted a video. I got a hole-in-one on that hole. That's the first hole-in-one I've gotten on that hole. I found a spot to wedge my ball up, and I made a 40% wind adjustment, and I just trying to dial that hole in. But the par 3s are still a pretty low percentage. There's a couple of the par 4s we have a really serious shot on, but you want to give yourself a chance on those holes to pick up that shot, and so you can't afford to come here and get a birdie. This is a must eagle hole, especially if you want to be up there in the top of the brackets. So to make it easier on ourselves, we can use a power 4 ball, and it's not going to play as big a factor on the drive. We can still get up here with a power, heck, we can get up here with a power 1 ball if we do it right. But where that power 4 ball will help us is on this shot. It's going to put our red line further up so that we have a little bit more to work with. Now, what I'd really like to do, because if you look at, you're hitting from out here and you're hitting to here, so normally your wood would be, like your target would be out here. We have to get that far in one shot and then woe the ball up. So our choices here are come in low and backspin, or use this rough and be able to bring the ball back down to the bottom. So do a rough bump, and then my epic fail from last time is the maximum curl to bring it down to the hole. What I'd really like to do here is bring a Guardian. And I just got my Guardian upgraded. I worked really hard the week before the tournament to get cards for I didn't need a lot, and I was able to get enough cards to max out my Guardian. So my Guardian now hits as far as my big dog. And so if I can get my big dog red line right here, I can get my Guardian red line right there, and it's much easier to do an overpower shot when you're doing max backspin, because it's just much easier to do that when you've got a club that has a lot of backspin. So what I'd really like to do on my main account is bring my Guardian. And I was really kind of happy to see this hole in the tournament, because I got my Guardian maxed out, and this is definitely a hole where that shot will come into play. But I think in order to really help myself out here, that this is a hole that I should bring a 4 power ball. And kind of looking at, and I'm gonna try it today. Today is, even though I'm qualifying today, I'm still going to be practicing. I'm still trying to get better as the week goes on and try out shots and try out different clubs, especially on these second shots. If you can figure out what you're doing on the drive, then your goal is to then, and I really want to take a quarterback here. And I want to take a quarterback because it's a lot more accurate on that drive to help me out. So what I need is a 4-power ball, but I don't need a 4-power ball that has really any side spin. So there's low wind, that's the new one. Liberty ball, there's 5. I'm not wasting a 5-power ball, don't need that. Those are low wind, that's low wind. Gridiron's a 5, don't need that. Anniversary ball. What are the anniversary balls? Kingmakers in disguise. Snow globe's a 5. I really don't want to waste a firework ball. Those are awesome balls. And I don't need a 3 side spin ball. What I need is a, like a 1 side spin ball. There's a 5-power. And I'm not wasting a Kingmaker X. Those are awesome balls too. Now this might work right here. This is a Kingmaker Titan. Get some extra, maybe on that second shot, maybe side spin would be the deal. There's a 4-3-1. Those are, I may not have 4-2-3. I may need to pick up some of that wind. Let's see, Royal Ball. That might be the one. Maybe that'll work. That'll cut some wind down for me. I think that's pretty much my options there. So, how many of those I got? I got 9 of them. Yeah, I'm gonna try that's a 4-2-2 for the shell. 4-2-2. So that's a Titan 4-power. And I've been getting it done with the Titan, and all I really need is just that extra little bit of power. So I only have 3 of these balls. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to make a note here that I tried a shell ball. Even though I don't have enough to make it all the way through, I can shell ball. Let's see real quick here. There's a 1-4-3 or 1-3-4. I'm gonna use the Royal Ball, and I'm gonna use the Royal Ball because I'm gonna use up those shells because I can switch to a Royal Ball. And what I was worried about there was the side spin. I don't want to get used to putting on a max side spin on the drive in and then change it to a 3 side spin ball. It might affect the shot setup. But here the only difference is going to be able to lower the wind down. And hopefully if I get out there far enough I won't need the wind. And I'm bringing a 4-power ball, so I shouldn't need the wind. So I'm going to try it with a shell ball. This is why coming in here and practicing at the beginning of the round so that you can or the beginning of the week so you can really get good notes is so important. So quarterback, guardian, shell ball. That should be all I need. Let's try it out. The key here is that I haven't used a 4-power ball in any of my practice stuff on this hole, so I'm not sure as far as drive wise what I'm going to have to put on the ball in order to get it to go up there. So let's see. Sorry about that, my wife just got home. I'm out in the garage hanging out, chilling. Switching to his number 1 bag. You can get on that island, but that island has got, you hit it great to the left or the right and you are in big trouble. Big. Now I shouldn't have to add on any overpower. Actually, it's pretty close right there. That level, that's probably a no overpower shot. Now great to the left, took out that little bit of curl he put on there. Hit it right. And off he goes. That's why you will never see me demo that shot. That shot is, I mean, you can't make any mistakes on that shot. And even if you don't make any mistakes, you could still be in trouble. So the key here is I got to get all the way up into that hole. And I'm probably not going to have to use all my top spin. So I'm going to use 3 top spin on it. I'm going to be right here in the center. And take the wind out, which is 4.5 rings. And I'm going to need to put a little bit of curl to bring it back into the fairway. Hitting it perfect. See if I get the distance. It's all about the run now, as long as I don't roll past that shadow. All right, that's perfect. That's exactly where I want to be. Absolutely perfect. I do have some room in front, but I don't really like to. Where I'm at right there is about as far forward as I like to get. I usually don't like to flirt with, hey, you know, you still had a little bit on there. I don't like to mess around. I like to give myself a little bit of room for maneuver. My opponent hit it perfect this time. Now let's see if they hit it on the right hand side and go right. Boom, they did hit it on the right hand side, and that's the side. So they gave themselves a chance to get on. Alright, let's see if my Guardian's got enough to get me over. It does. That is what I'm talking about. That is why I've been sitting, working, looking at my stuff about trying to do a, because this is where I want to be. I don't have to engage that rough up there. I can go right at the hole. So the goal here is that I want to put on, give myself, hey, let's get it so we can look at it. Give myself enough that I can, it's 1.2 per ring, so there's 3/6. So it's about 3 1/3 rings. And I'm going to put some curl on it to bring it back towards the hole. Hitting it perfect. On the fringe. All right. That should be a pretty easy eagle right there. And that is what I'm looking for. This is why I practice, and I hope that for those of you that watch my channel, that you pick up some stuff, because I do some, especially I try some crazy stuff, and I know the way I play some of these holes isn't the way you see on other people's videos, because while I'm a rookie, I have access to all the same balls that the masters have. And so I'm not coming at this hole with a white ball or a marlin and trying to do it. I'm in expert rookie brackets and master rookie brackets, and there are a lot of great players in there that have great equipment. And the whole deal is I'm not interested in coming out here with a white ball. Just because I'm a rookie doesn't mean that I'm an idiot. So hopefully you can pick up some stuff on these holes. And my whole goal is to try and do these shots and not have to do overpower. Try and figure out a way to get into our short iron range. Trying to figure out a way to do that shot without doing any overpower. Trying to figure out how to do that shot with my most accurate clubs and not use any overpower. And that's the whole goal right there. So that's why bringing out, when I was looking at this hole last night and I was going through like what the distances were, and I went back and watched the videos from yesterday when I was practicing and seeing where the red lines were. I was talking to one of my teammates and I said, you know, if I bring in a 4-power ball there, I really think that even if you don't have a maxed out Guardian, your Guardian's going to be the spot. And if you can engage that the other side with a Guardian, you don't have to engage the rough. You can start off on the green and try and backspin it in, or at least be that close so that you've got almost a guaranteed eagle. Because if we can get a super easy eagle on that hole, that's big. All right, that was hole number 3 of the Clifftop Links tournament in the Tuesday qualifying round of the rookie division. Thanks for watching.